around. It's something that I just can't understand, the way I behave. Some people you can never save. In my right hand, got a girl on my ear, and on my left hand, throwing back a beer. What can I say? On me, you see clear.
Behind you, you hear someone say, "You feel it too."
Okay.
You just spin around.
Yeah.
Nice looking
My
guy.
hand is on the inside of my jacket.
Right.
On the hilt of my sword.
Right. Well, nice looking guy.
Oh, I forgot it's my umbrella.
Right.
My hand's on my umbrella.
Yeah. Nice looking guy. He's kind of thin, tall, maybe 6'2". He's got kind of reddish brown hair, angular features. He's wearing a long trench coat that hits right around his knees, and all of his colors are kind of these deep, rich greens or blacks. And he looks at you and he says, "You do feel it, don't you?"
Yes.
There's something wrong with the ley lines here. It's an interesting conversation opener. Okay.
What do you know about the ley lines here?
Well, I know that there's one that runs underneath the park. There's lots of them in this city. Remember
But I would know about the ley lines
You
as
would.
well. Okay.
Most of the time the ley lines...
I probably have the ley line map in my house.
You probably do. Remember, most of the time ley lines ran underneath roads. That's why they built the roads there.
Right.
You know that there's a lot of ley lines around inside New Orleans and things like that. And he looks at you and says, "Yeah, there's something wrong with the ley lines here. It's causing problems."
Are you from here?
And when you say that, he kind of smirks and gives this weird look, and he says, "Originally?"
Okay. So, when did you first notice that the ley lines were strange?
He looks at you and he says, "Well, I think I've given plenty of information to you. Who are you?"
I'm Dela. Nice to meet you.
He says, "Pleased to meet you too." And he puts his hand out like he wants to shake your hand. You gonna shake his hand?
Sure, I think we know the jig is up.
He takes your hand and kisses it, which is very archaic. And then he looks at you and he says, yeah, that makes you kind of go, "What?" And he says, "Dela, so what brings you to Audubon Park?"
I am investigating the Devilman.
Oh, he chuckles and he says, "The Devilman steers clear of this place."
And singing cats.
I need a rapport check. Okay.
This guy's like, how random can this chick be? Oh, the Devilman. Singing cats.
I feel like that's a good
Do you have
name
anything
for
you
a
want to
punk
try
band.
and tag to give yourself a +2 or something?
Absolutely. Some kind of comedy metal band.
Oh, here it is.
Like Tenacious D.
Yes, no, it's so terrible.
Listen to everyone.
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely worth it. Yeah. Okay, so give me your little thing. Okay.
Have you
Oh, sorry.
All right, that's fine.
and singing cat?
He looks at you and he kind of cocks an eyebrow and he stares. You start to go in. He stares into your eyes and you're thinking, "Uh-oh, soul gaze," and no, nothing happens. And so he looks at you and he says, "You should probably give the cats wide berth."
I am happy to give the cats wide berth. Would the cats be why Devilman isn't appearing here?
No, the Devilman avoids this place because he knows better. It's the same reason he avoids Jackson Square, because he knows better.
Okay.
This place is where my friends and I like to call home. And the cats like Jackson Square. And the Devilman knows better than to be around us.
I appreciate the information.
Oh, information. Is that what you thought this was? No, this is a business deal.
Oh, really?
Nothing comes for free. You should know better than that.
Well, yes, I know nothing comes for free, but I offered you information as well.
Nothing I didn't already know. He says, "Here's the deal." He says, "Here's the deal. The ley lines are tainting the park. I need you to make it stop. My people and I are going to be affected by this taint soon if it doesn't go away.
Sounds awful.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't mind helping. But how are you going to support me in this endeavor?
He said, I just did.
Well, I'll do my best with what little you've given me.
Well, and if you need anything, you know where I am. And that's when he turns around and he walks towards the oak tree and then walks into it
I'm not surprised.
and disappears. Yeah.
Did you get his name?
Huh?
Did you get his name?
No. I
No.
don't need his name.
Oh, okay.
I figure if I show up here again, he'll come find me.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's
why
gonna-
do I need his name? I know where he lives.
He lives in the
It was in
tree.
that tree.
His name's Keebler.
That's right.
Legendary cookies of Key Blah.
That's right.
All right. Well, that finishes my investigation. I'm going to hop on my handy dandy bike. I'm going to head back to Jackson Square, have a
Muriel's?
beer
Okay.
before I meet up with these gut Muriels.
All right. You head towards Muriel's. Muriel's.
Eustace Banks.
Stupid dog. You made me look bad.
Muriel's is at the corner. Looks like this. Okay. There's the picture of Muriel's.
Nice.
All right.
Looks like Jody.
Yeah, oh, there's Jody
Yeah.
too. Yeah, well, there's Muriel's. Okay. That's Jackson Square. Hold on.
That's a cool place.
That's Muriel's.
Oh, that is Muriel's?
Yeah, that's Muriel's.
Wow.
You wind up down here in the courtyard bar, Jody. Looks like that. Okay. Courtyard
Did you
bar.
show them the red part upstairs?
Yeah, yeah, in a minute. You wind up in the courtyard bar. Go over to get a beer. Bartender, charges you, $6 for a beer because it's French Quarter, and you sit down to wait for everybody to get there. You're about 30 minutes early. It's about probably 5 o'clock. Saints game finishes. Saints win. Yeah. So they win. It's a good year. You finished probably watching the Saints game as well. It's about 5 o'clock. You're going to need to head down to Muriel's pretty quickly. So yeah.
Oh, by the way, I already knew that he was very or never or something other than this.
Oh, is he?
Well, not very person. You know what I'm saying? I knew that he was not mundane.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Never know. All right. So
well,
you guys.
I'm positive that I'm positive that I'm sure. Now, am I right? I don't know.
He was
He ain't right.
He was, it was just a projection. It was actually a good trick. All right. So you guys head towards Muriel's.
Yep.
All right. And I assume you guys head towards Muriel's as well. All right.
Sorry, you were saying his projection. The first thing I thought was, he's the Lorax. He speaks for the trees.
That's right. That's great. So you head to Muriel's. Jody, you've been there for 30 minutes. You've had a couple beers. Probably had some beer nuts or something like that that's on the bar. The rest of you walk in. Muriel's, the front of Muriel's. Let's see. Looks kind of, well, here we go. This is the actual dining area. So you go into the dining area of Muriel's. And they ask you if you would like to eat or if you're planning to go just sit in the bar.
This is your shindig, so...
Yeah, we're supposed to be meeting a friend. I don't know if she's arrived yet. Tall, dark, mysterious, definitely.
Oh, she's in the
Came
bar.
out- okay.
Yeah. Gray cloak. Carries an umbrella. Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna
Walked
say, like,
in on a cool breeze.
we walk in there,
Yeah.
there's multiple tall, dark, mysterious figures at the bar.
There's
It's like,
quite a few. Yeah, there's quite a few. That's for sure.
It's the Noir Fest.
That's right. So yeah, you head towards the bar, the courtyard bar. You guys come in probably maybe 5 minutes behind them. Same deal into the courtyard bar. Now there's places to eat in the courtyard bar as well. One of the waiters comes over to you and says, I can get a table for you ready if you'd like. It'll take about 30 minutes. The place is pretty busy.
Are we there as well?
Yes, you are. Yeah, you came in like 5 minutes behind them. Place is pretty busy. There's a good many people around. It's started to fill up, especially since the Saints game is over. And 30 minutes goes by. everybody having drinks?
Water with lemon.
Okay, water with lemon. Okay.
Having food.
Food. Oh, in a minute. They're clearing a table for you.
Okay.
Drink, yeah.
Yeah, drinks.
Celebratory Bud Light.
That's right. All right.
Very sweet tea.
Okay, sweet tea.
I'm gonna get a water.
Okay. You perch at the bar for maybe probably 20, 25 minutes, and then the waiter comes over and says your area's ready and takes you down this kind of long hallway towards what they call the wine room.
Ooh.
Now, you don't go into the wine room because it's locked up because there's lots of wine in there, but there's a bunch of little tables out in front of it. It's a little darker, a little more secluded, a little more intimate. And so he says, I assume this table is okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You seat yourselves, he hands out a bunch of menus, lots of really interesting stuff on there. Really, really good stuff. The typical New Orleans fare, Cajun cooking. There's also steaks. There's some other things, fresh, seafood and things along those lines. It's a little pricey, but you're thinking, that all sounds pretty yummy, so there you go.
Look
Ooh.
We might
past
be dead tomorrow.
all of the
I
expensive
get the
stuff
table.
and just
You
try
get the
to
table?
look
Say,
for.
Meals on me tonight.
Oh, that's right. You got pretty good resources, don't you?
Hey.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll
I'd
roll
hear
for
that.
it too.
No, you don't have to roll for it. What's your resources?
My resources is good +3.
So that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not that expensive. I mean, you're probably going to wind up dropping $300 tops. That includes drinks for 5 people, which ain't bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
I stopped
And it's
perusing
steaks.
for the cheap chicken tenders that I was looking for, and I go back to
Yeah. I put a hand on her shoulder. Here's your payment.
right.
Yeah,
And then there's like
steaks and drinks for 5 for 300 ain't bad.
That
So
ain't
yeah,
bad
not
at
in New
all.
Orleans.
Like
That's
she's
right.
looking at kids menu, it's like, oh, I got this, guys. And it's just like cordon bleu. Where are we?
You can order a bottle of wine for the table if you want. Sure.
do
So
that.
yeah, you all sit down, order the various things that you're going to have: steaks, seafood, whatever, surf and turf, whatever you're interested in. And the food comes out. It is amazing. Really, really good. Everything is cooked to perfection. The wine is good. Probably takes you about an hour and a half, which makes it about 7 o'clock when you finish eating and decide to probably. You better figure out a plan before you guys leave. So yeah.
So, we know Jackson Square is no go, right?
What all do we know about this thing?
Oh, okay. Well,
Well,
you say you're in, I'll say mine.
well, that's all I really know is that Sister
Isolde.
Isolde told me that the Jackson Square is occupied by the cats and to give it a little room to breathe. Other than that, what's our
So I
The net that we-
spent the afternoon studying all the homeless that had died and everybody that died and if there was a pattern. I didn't really see a pattern other than nothing happened in Jackson Square or Audubon Park. Those seem to be safe zones. So I went to Audubon Park and from what I would deem, I believe is a credible source. Seemed very credible. That Audubon Park is safe, but
Having a Monty Python moment. What watery tarts lying around in ponds throwing swords at
Yeah.
people. Yeah, credible source. Why not? Yeah. Guys who walk into trees.
for me, that's credible. For everybody else, that may not be credible. Anyway, but there's something
I'll
else.
take your
There's something else that's happening in Audubon Park that I'll have to take a look at later. But anyway, so it has nothing to do with the Devilman.
I haven't heard anything about badges yet.
Yeah. Never fear.
The
Never
way you,
fear.
the way
So,
you said it, though, and it's now playing through my head now. It fits so well.
but I do have where the people have died, so we can go to those areas first, or wherever her person, the guy that she was talking to, was talking about the Devilman to bring him out. And here, Bunk and Volt, are your badges.
Now
So they have
we're
these,
talking.
So they're these gold. They're these silver badges that have gold letters outlined in black. Hence my paint pens and my Sharpies.
gotcha.
And in the middle of it says DCC.
What does DCC stand for?
I don't know.
Like, well, if you were a deputy for real, you'd know.
Well,
I
we're
wrote
getting
it
to
down.
that.
Got nothing, huh?
Did you not write it down?
No, I see DCC. That's it.
So that's for me to know and for you to find out.
And also me to find out.
Well, there you go. Stands for something. I'll tell you later. Right?
Deputy cop crusader.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It was like
Deputy-
Della's. I don't know.
Della's Cop Crusaders, sure.
It was- I love
Crusading
these
his cousins.
Della's crazy cousins.
Let's shoot.
There we go.
Let's start shooting the ceiling.
Don't do
We'll
that. We
just
don't like that in
change what it
Muriel's.
means
That's
like
old
every
house.
other day.
All right.
I'll let you know in a minute.
Yeah.
What kind of spin can you put on that though? Like
Yeah.
Della's cooperative constables?
Oh, we're gonna have mustaches.
I'll be
The
a
one glass.
Huckleberry.
The Devilman catching crew.
Yeah. There you go.
Man, catching crew.
I like that. That's even better. Oh my goodness.
Now we have a shirt that says DCC and it's just a bunch of marked out names.
That's it right there.
No,
Alrighty.
I'm gonna put DPS. Your DPS.
Okay.
Damage per second.
Okay.
Man, I kind of like DCC.
I don't know.
Della's Protection Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, the C was better. The CC's better, but I don't know what they were. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
think that was the best part.
I think that was the
Not
best
knowing.
part. Yeah.
DHS.
like-
Della's Human Shields. There you
No,
go.
no, they're supposed to be.
Maybe not. Yeah. Alrighty.
I'll let you know when I
Sorry.
remember.
Della's humanoid shields.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That'll
Gotta be inclusive.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
That's right. You guys have, by the way, have left the table, headed upstairs to the seance room, which is the cool red room that you saw. A lot of people kind of hanging around in there, but there's definitely little places where you can go where you can hang out, and it's got cool seance-y looking stuff, and yeah. Anyway, so you wind up hanging out in there. You're standing around drinking your sweet tea or your water or your beers and stuff. Yes.
Della's Criminal Collectors.
Oh, was that it? Okay.
So we're no longer DPS?
No.
No.
Okay,
Not
good.
that you want to be.
No,
You wanna
I
be
like
DPS?
DCC.
Yeah.
DCC, that was the original one.
Yeah.
All right. So
Mhm.
you sit on the different various couches in the seance room. It's about 7 o'clock. What are you going to? What's the plan?
So we
So how do
have
we
a
tackle this thing?
we have a lure that was made for us. Works real well. So if he's supposed to be out and about bumping around in the night on the full moon, then I think, we just pick an opportune spot and try to get him to come to us rather than trying to cast a wide net.
And then what?
Well,
Do we know anything about this thing besides the Devilman?
We have a dragon. At that point, the dragon
So
just
the
killed him.
dragon just kills him?
Yeah,
Boom.
that's
Sounds
what
like a
I
plan to
think.
me. I'm going to sit back with beer.
Rewind the Saints game and watch it again.
Exactly,
Yeah, sure, right, yeah.
Yeah.
High points, right. Okay, so
Okay.
you remember from your books when you researched it that the Devilman is a manifestation of fear, that it feeds on the fear of its victims, and that only people who are not afraid of it can hurt it.
Perfect job for fun.
ooh,
Okay, so I have a plan. I have a secondary plan. Let's get the brooch and let Bunk and Volt try it on. Full disclosure, it makes you very scared. But if you guys can resist it, that gives us two more people that.
Why do we
Can't
all
be
need
feared.
to wear this?
Oh, I'm familiar with that brooch.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean just to
it
practice
only
pushing
activated
away
when it's on
fear,
somebody?
so you can push away fear, so we can kill it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it makes you really, really afraid.
Okay.
In fact, like when I went to the park this afternoon, I felt that same fear, but I used that skill I got working with the brooch to like push it away so I could, and that's how I got my information. So what I'm saying is, maybe if you guys do that as well, you can push that fear. We can find out ahead of time.
I'll try it.
Okay.
Sure.
do we know someone has to be wearing the brooch in order for it to activate?
It only activated for me when I was wearing it, and You accidentally activated it wearing it.
If you remember, she looked at the brooch with her wizard sight, and it probably pulsed out maybe 20, 30 feet until she put it on. And then when she put it on, she realized it was covering the whole neighborhood. And so, yeah. Somebody has to wear it to kind of feed it energy. That's what it activates off of, is someone's energy.
Do you think we just round robin everybody, try it on until we see who's our best bet of withstanding it?
We can.
Or
Well, probably
We just-
the magic users are going to be the best bet, I would think.
yeah, I was
Metagaming,
useless.
I don't have a high conviction, so I'm not going to be the one wearing the brooch. I'll tell you that.
Discipline is what you want.
I was gonna
Discipline?
say I have
Yeah.
super high conviction, and I was turned into a puzzle.
My discipline is lower than my conviction, so I'll tell you that.
All right, Bunk, it's you.
It's me. Yeah.
Well, practitioners need high discipline. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. All right. So you want to try it on?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm a
And you guys are
manly
still
fighter.
upstairs in Muriel's. You're still in the seance room.
this
so
is a safe
is already
place, Monk.
creepy.
How's your arm?
right. You unwrap the brooch from the layers of cloth that you've got it in, probably your little messenger bag. Hand it to Bunk. Bunk, you pin it. It's cold. Remember, we talked about that. It's very, very cold. I need you to make a discipline check.
Even +5.
Okay.
Nice.
When you put this thing on, you feel immediately, those fears that you thought you had kind of kept buried. The fears of having a terrible trombone session when you're playing. What the fears of losing everybody that you care about. The fears of being evicted out of your little, musical commune. And so you immediately realize what's up. You're under attack because you felt these before. You had mental attacks before. People have tried to attack you before mentally, and so you immediately start erecting the walls of, against it. You start building, visualizing building a wall, and that these fears just kind of wash against them and wash off. And you're very successful at it. You actually notice that the fear starts to simmer down and it hits the walls, and as long as you maintain your concentration on this wall against it, it's almost like ocean water. It hits it and then it just rolls back, and so you're definitely able to handle it. Yeah,
I'm cool.
yeah, he's good with it.
Great, good, cool, nice. It's better than
Darwin,
me, I guess.
do you want to try it?
No, he's still wearing it.
You want to try?
I mean, as close as we
Sorry.
are
I
to
have
go
enough
time.
personal fear. I'm fine.
As close as we are to go time, if he's handling it, maybe we just roll out.
Just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
So you keep the brooch on. You're having to kind of concentrate on maintaining. You could realize that the fear, if you didn't concentrate, would eventually erode your walls and would get to you. But you had it kind of in the back of your mind. As you notice that the wall is taking wear and
Think about
tear.
degrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly right. You put another block in place, and so it's very much that you can feel, as long as you kind of in the back of your mind concentrate on keeping this wall built up, you're going to be fine.
Sorry, I just thought about the finance. They're like, yeah, you think about Drew, put another block in place.
Yeah.
You're good, man. It's like,
yeah.
See what you did there. That's good. That's good.
So full moon tonight.
Yeah.
What time is it that we're leaving now?
It's about 8 o'clock. Well, 7. Let's see. It was 7 o'clock. It's probably around 7:15. Yeah.
Okay.
You settle up your tabs. Yeah.
But since it's a full moon, it's going to be brighter than normal outside.
Right.
And it's not cloudy or anything.
No. Now it's cold. It is November. But even so, November in New Orleans is generally not terribly chilly. You want long pants. You maybe want a coat. But yeah.
There's
But it's
probably decent amounts of people out on the street.
Sunday night. Remember, Sunday night is probably the lightest night in New Orleans, besides maybe Monday morning. Most everybody's going home. If they've spent the weekend in New Orleans, they're heading home. So it's 7, 8 o'clock. People are probably getting ready to get to their cars and head out. It's actually, there's people about, but not as many as you would normally see.
One of the fire escapes and follow the party from up top on the roof.
You gonna stealth, you mean?
Yeah, sleuth stealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a stealth roll then, please.
Well, so I'm going to climb up normally.
Right.
And when I get up there, then I change into the half dragon, half
Gotcha.
human, then stealth.
Gotcha.
Because that's
Okay.
my stats rearranged.
Right. Gotcha.
Man, cool. That's going to be a re-roll or something.
We need more space here.
What aspect can you tag to reroll?
I don't know. We may not be re-rolling it. Nah, I'm just gonna have bad stealth then. I'm just a dragon boy with wings and claws running along the rooftops.
What'd you get for stealth?
0 total.
Okay.
Because I rolled really well.
I also need an let's see.
Oh, I'll do some athletics now.
Yeah, give me an athletics so you're going to climb up there. It's a big thing. How's that?
5 total.
Okay. So you are able to find some of these wrought iron, banisters and stuff like that you can kind of climb up and get to the top of the little apartments that are around Jackson Square. Everybody, you notice that the dragon heads out a little bit before you. You see him head across the street, climb up these wrought iron pillars and banisters and head to the rooftops. You're not really sure what the intention is here, but he seems to have gone up onto the rooftops. And the rest of you have just come out into the little alleyway that's right by Muriel's. It runs by by the St. Louis Cathedral, but the building next door to it. I can't remember what that's called. I think it's what they call. I think it's Pirates Alley is actually the road that you're on. It is kind of narrow, but it's in the French Quarter. There's a lot of people down in here. You're looking around it, and you're kind of like, man, the Devilman's not going to come out in this street. There's probably too many people. You're again continuously rebuilding that wall to make sure that the fear doesn't get to you. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
Where did he direct you?
Direct me.
The first time. The guy said that where did he see him most often?
The homeless guy. Just around. There's no real general place anybody has nailed down. It's just these kind of secluded areas. So I think we
know the area. So some secluded, we just abandoned street or something.
Get somewhere where they would feel comfortable attacking.
Yeah.
Kind of flank a little bit and I'll just sort of start grabbing on everybody's shoulders and being like, pretending to be drunk and kind of.
Then need a performance check.
Yeah.
Should we be paired off?
Just seem
like a group of 2, group of 3,
trying to
within reach of each other, sort of ish, but not.
Yeah, maybe we should couple up. He's on the rooftop, so I'll go with
Yeah,
Darwin if you want to stick with him.
Yeah.
I'll
Or
do
should we-
alertness
well, he's a
checks to
practitioner,
scan the area for Devilman looking type people.
Cool. Make me a roll real quick if you wouldn't mind.
Doing a little Overwatch.
I'm just going to try to seem what's the word? Vulnerable.
Do you want to be vulnerable or do you want me to be
Alright,
vulnerable?
I'm feeling balls.
I can stop rolling at this
I'm
point.
building-
He's
Alright,
got the
I'm
roach on.
acting. I'm acting.
Yeah, he's like, I cannot.
That don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't have
Where'd it go?
acting.
Carolyn, do you see
I have
it?
empathy,
It's right over there by your foot.
presence.
So,
foot?
as of right
Hers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reroll it.
Should I roll with empathy or presence?
What are you doing?
Either.
What are you doing, Jody?
Came out better for real one.
I'm pretending like I'm
So that's performance.
kind of.
Is this
I don't have
present?
performance.
Then you have it at 0.
Or... Okay.
So you got a
Alright.
1.
I got a
What is it?
1.
Performance? Is that an actual skill?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
I got a 2.
Did I use both my things or did one disappear?
One disappeared. Got one underneath your phone.
The night of not great rolls.
Okay, so you're looking around. You haven't seen.
I got a
anything-
5 alertness.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything pop up yet. You're staggering along together, trying to appear to be vulnerable.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not
really,
very vulnerable.
you can feel actually the cold kind of rolling off of him in waves. So you know he's got this thing
Get
going.
low, get low, get low.
You guys are.
Low.
She's acting drunk. You're kind of looking at her, going, "What are you doing?"
I just
And
realized you're
He's like walking 4 feet
I
ahead
love here
of me.
reading things and get
Yeah.
low, get low, get low.
it's a pretty credible drunk
That's
act.
good.
So yeah, about 15 minutes. Do you guys split up into different groups, or maybe like one road over from each other, or what are we?
No, I was thinking like 5 feet from each other.
Yeah,
Got
opposite
it.
sides
Yeah,
of the street.
Just
right,
not
yeah.
seeming like a big threatening group, more like just people in proximity.
You're able to find what looks like an alley that kind of goes behind some of the buildings.
Oh wait,
it
I'm
looks-
gonna throw up.
The way she goes.
I'm just leaning against
Just
the wall, keeping.
Sorry, I was just not like a big threatening group, more like a spread out
Threatening group.
group of vulnerable individuals.
Threatening. Not threatening. Threatening.
Somebody go, it's not a trap. It's not a trap.
Hold my hair, Darwin. Oh.
She's really selling this. Yeah. You're not sure. Can I pair up with the trombone player?
I mean, at that point, it might just look like we're on a stroll. But I mean, that's-
Yeah. All right. About 30 minutes goes by. An hour goes by. Still no Devilman. You're sure you would have seen him. It's about 8:30, maybe close to 9 o'clock. Still no Devilman.
Oh, it's probably still too early.
That's
That's what
what I'm
I'm thinking.
thinking,
As a
too.
character.
Still staggering around, and then wandering around. Yeah. You've hit some pretty dark alleys where, if somebody was going to come after you. You've seen some sketchy-looking characters who are definitely, in those alleys, too.
Do I remember anybody saying whether or not there was, like, a witching hour kind of thing? Is it, like, midnight when these attacks happen?
Yeah.
So while I'm, like, going
Sure.
from rooftop to rooftop following,
Mhm.
I do, if I don't have to use my wings to fly, I want to keep them kind of close and tucked.
Yeah.
So that if somebody looks up, they don't see that's some weird thing with wings.
Batman.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly. So I want it to be. I know I didn't roll great on stealth, but if
Right.
they do see me, it's just some dude doing parkour or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For the most part,
However
you're
much I
able
can.
to keep your wings, kind of down and just, the buildings there, unless you have to cross a really wide street, you're able to pretty much run along the rooftops. And they're staying to kind of the smaller alleys where if you have to jump across, you maybe have to throw them out a little bit, but it's just them in the alley below, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to definitely keep your wings kind of curled in where nobody would really
Yeah.
see them.
Well, let's just keep going down the road and maybe turn down one of the dark alleys.
Okay.
Or you guys can turn down the dark alley. We'll keep an ear out. Since
Okay.
you're selling it
To
and
the
I'm
dark
not.
10 o'clock rolls around,
Just
10:30.
ate my entire bag of raisins.
11 o'clock, still no Devilman.
This is no good.
Are we in the right place?
That's the French
You know
Quarter,
what?
Garden District. Well,
I'm starting to think maybe we should look for people who are crying.
that's not fear, that's sadness.
Do we need more fear than what he's generating?
Well, as far as you can tell, he's generating a good bit. I mean, that brooch is just thrown off waves.
Maybe
Let's-
we're just in the wrong part
Let's
of
go
town.
closer to
Yeah.
let's go closer to where the homeless live.
All right, we'll go into those areas.
They
of
go to a
town.
place where there's a lot of despair and fear or something, I guess.
All right, so you head towards Canal Street and up towards I-10, which is where the tent cities are and things like that.
My neighborhood.
That's right. You get to I-10, see the tent city. You see several of the homeless that you know. You don't see Albert, but not Albert, the other guy. No, Albert, that was right. But you kind of walk up underneath. Once you cross north of I-10, it's where a lot of the areas gets pretty bad. Even now, 10 years later, a lot of the buildings have not been rebuilt. And so it's pretty bad. A lot of closed up storefronts, they're boarded up. A lot of houses that have been really pretty messed up. And again, there's definitely a feeling of decay and despair and just sadness.
Black mold
You
asbestos.
continue walking north. You notice that they picked up a tail. Okay, it is not that. Okay, it's not a 7-foot tall or 9-foot tall gargantuan guy with horns and a staff. You notice that there's a group of about 2 people of them. Two people following behind them. They're maintaining a pretty far distance, but they are definitely following your group.
What do they look like exactly?
They're wearing dark clothing.
They look like street thugs, maybe looking to roll some drunk people or something.
Give me an investigation roll.
You sure you don't want to learn this?
No.
about,
This is surveillance and examination, so that's where we
You
are.
can do it.
So not might.
Right.
Do it.
Let's use guns. No I'm kidding.
Yeah. Lightning breath.
Yeah.
So that's a -1 total because my investigation is not existent.
Okay. So you're not sure. It's hard to tell. It's
I
dark.
just know that they're tailing.
Yeah, you do, but you can definitely tell that they are following your group.
So
Now they're not closing with them. They're staying
Yeah.
far away.
the area that we're at, is it less? So less people, more open,
Lot less people.
darker.
Darker too.
Yeah, like this.
Definitely the street lights have not been replaced here. The only people who are out on the street are probably people who live in this area of the French Quarter. The tourists don't go here. This is the area that if you want to get mugged, you would go to, and it's a bad area. Yeah.
I'm going to not do anything yet, but if I see them starting to pick up pace and encroaching upon the group, then I'm jumping in.
Again, they are just kind of following
Just
along behind. They're not really closing.
I'll let them
with
tail for
anybody.
now. They might be useful later.
You never know. Again, 11 o'clock rolls around. No Devilman. You're not sure what the deal is. The brooch is working. I mean, you can tell, but yeah. I need everybody to make an alertness check.
Me as well?
No, you're good. We got yours already.
Oh my god.
You were putting on such a good performance.
Yes,
Negative
you're busy
1.
performing.
Even.
I have +2.
Okay.
Dead 0.
-1.
Okay. You have +2.
Yep.
Okay.
We really are easy pickings.
I'm really
so good.
selling this
I know.
performance.
Method acting.
Again, no sign of the Devilman. You do see a lot of very sketchy characters out on the street. A lot of them are eyeing you with probably what would be considered ill intent. They're thinking, how hard would it be to knock these people over, maybe take their wallets, but none of them make a move. You're not exactly sure why. They all they will watch you for a little while and then, leave you be. You're not really sure what the deal is here.
Okay, so
Just thinking how a preacher brought me out here to get mugged.
I think at this point, after
Have
all
faith,
this
Mitch.
selling, that maybe we should
Have
we
faith
should
you don't
just
get
stop
mugged.
selling it.
Okay, you're going to stop selling it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All right.
stop attempting to sell it. Not that
Okay,
I've sold
yeah,
it at all.
right.
I'm
Are
the
you
one
gonna-
that thinks that I've been selling it.
Yeah, what are you going to
Yeah.
do, Miranda? Same thing?
Oh yeah, I feel like I probably after the first couple of hours of that not working, I probably
Yeah.
started dialing it back.
All right. You've gotten about 3 blocks north of I-10. Again, it's getting into a really sketchy area of the town. You're not really sure you want to go much further north, mainly because it is a pretty rough area. Murders are up. Home invasions are up in New Orleans at this point. And, somebody could just walk up and shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of thinking it might be time to turn around.
Yeah.
Bright eyes.
Maybe this was a bust.
So,
Well, he doesn't come every night.
That's true.
are the two guys still
Text
tailing?
on the phone?
Lots of people. I want to fly
Probably.
in, snatch a dude, and just scare the shit out of him near the brooch.
Okay, but... Oh, you mean the guys that's following them? All right, you fly... You're going to...
I want to generate. I'm generating the fear now.
Okay, so you fly.
I just want to dive down, grab them by, and just
Okay.
Batman up on a rooftop, dangling them over cars.
Where
is she?
You're not going to be able.
Where's the Devilman?
You're not going to be able to grab them unless you tag an aspect. So what you'll have to do is first of all do a maneuver
Okay.
so that you can surprise them. Okay. So make a. I'm going to say probably maneuver using.
I've got might, endurance, athletics, fists.
Let's use stealth because you're wanting to catch them unawares.
Okay.
So you're going to try and do a maneuver. Okay. Their perception is what you're rolling against.
There we go. Okay, so I got a 3 total.
Okay. You begin swooping in towards them, kind of gliding and really, really quiet. You get maybe 10 feet from them, and one of the guys turns dead around and looks at you, and you notice this pale skin, okay? And you notice it's a woman, dark black hair, and she looks up at you, and as you kind of swoop in closer, she moves incredibly fast out of your way, and she slaps you to the side like that. Now, you get a defensive roll, so...
She tries to slap me to the side.
Okay.
So defense is fists?
Athletics.
Okay. They're the same.
Yeah.
I don't roll poop. So 4 total.
Okay. You as she swings around and she kind of, it's an open-handed slap just to kind of change your trajectory. You realize she's a bit stronger than you realize. She looks kind of thin and frail. She's got a baseball cap on, and when she spins around, she knocks the cap off and hits you away from her friend, basically. And you see that she's got white skin, long black hair. She's wearing what looks like a long black coat. And her friend realizes that you're coming in, immediately drops into a crouch, and pulls out this long kukri knife from somewhere. And the one who slapped you actually takes a couple steps back away from you and pulls out this looks like a Roman gladius, okay, from somewhere. And they both drop into very obviously combat trained stances.
Can I make a lore check real quick? See what they are?
Sure. Let's try.
Do we at this point hear, dragons
Okay.
swooping
I don't
in
know
there?
shit.
But yeah.
Negative
-1.
No,
Or I got a 0.
yeah, you're not sure.
Okay. So at that point, like, why are you following them?
Oh.
And I'm.
Okay, well, you say that, and they keep their weapons out, but they don't attack. But the woman whose baseball cap has come off, she kind of keeps her eye on you, reaches down, grabs the cap, puts it back on her head. Of course, now her hair's all falling out, but, and she looks at you and she says, oh, the taste that they were giving off was just absolutely delectable. Who wouldn't want to follow that smorgasbord?
I'm gonna eye them up and down, see that they're obviously not a devil man.
No, they're not.
I'm gonna lower my stance and be like, you're not near the threats that would warrant our attention. Get out of here before we kill you.
That's an intimidation roll. Okay. Yeah.
So presence.
Yeah.
What is that?
Presence would...
I know it's a passive.
It's more like
thing.
command, reputation, social fortitude. So if you were going to try and command someone to get out of go away, you do presence.
Jesus wept. Don't matter. No, I'm using the fate. We're doing it.
Wait. No. So what aspect are you tagging?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got one for sure because I'm a dragon.
I'm a dragon.
I'm a dragon. I'm spooky.
Tag that aspect just alone. I'm a
Yeah,
dragon.
I'm a dragon.
Well, you remember your high aspect is that you're the dragon.
Yeah, first dragon born of Farabax.
So you could tag that. That's very possible.
Yeah, I'll do that one just to
Okay.
change it from the other one.
All right. So you're gonna reroll, or are you gonna add +2 to it?
Reroll. That was awful. The only good thing I've rolled tonight, I think, has been alertness. Alright, well that's... Alright, intimidation 1. Jeez.
Okay. You say you're not nearly the threat that we would be looking
Never
for.
thought I'd say this, but I'm missing D20s.
Okay. I need you to make a discipline check.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Being here is terrible for me.
Well, there you go. 2.
Okay. You say that, and it's like something punches you in the chest, and your heart starts to go dum 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 dum. And she looks at you and she says, "Are you sure about that?" And there's and you actually you're a little nervous around her. I mean, you're not scared of anything. I mean, but you're a little nervous of her, and then she makes you a little scared.
Can I use rapport to mask that?
That's probably...
Or no, discipline is what you mask it with. That's right.
Right. I mean, you're not scared, but you definitely don't want to go toe to toe with this girl. Well, of course she's gonna. Yeah. Well, you dropped your fighting stance, so you're not, aggressive anymore. And you notice that she's taken the gladius and she slid it up underneath her coat. Mm-hmm. Her friend still has the kukri out, but they're not closing with you. And so finally, the friend looks at the girl, and in what's very obviously a woman's voice says, well, this one might be fun to feast upon, but not tonight. And so
I don't even acknowledge her, and I still look at the baseball cap girl, and I say, "Do you know the Devilman?"
Do you know the Devilman? The Devilman. Sorry.
Who lives on Dreary Elm Street? Yeah, in this dreary place. Yeah. All right. She looks at you and says, "The urban legend."
From what I hear, more than a legend.
Haven't met him personally.
Okay.
She says, well, tell your friends that they need to be more careful where they go. You might pick up all kinds of random things that would like to eat them. And she smiles, and you notice that her teeth are gleamingly white. Mm-hmm. but again, you're every time you look at her, your heart just kind of races because you're a little, just maybe a tiny bit scared of her. Yeah.
I'll respond, just like Jesus. It'll be their last supper. I'm gonna walk away.
All right. You notice that they keep their eye on you until you kind of are you walking
Actually,
towards
I
them?
fly away.
Okay. You.
They
Right.
ain't getting me.
And so you hear the one of them say, "Ooh, it doesn't just glide; it flies." That definitely bears looking into. So they put their knives away and head, I guess, away from the group. Actually, they look like they're heading back towards the French Quarter or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah. All right. So you're gonna meet back up.
I guess I'll fly back down and change back to human.
Yeah. Midnight rolls around. You're out.
But not out in the open.
Right. Midnight rolls around. You've been doing this for about 4 hours. You're kind of tired.
Yeah, it's not working.
You're thinking that maybe tonight was a bust. You're not sure what the deal is.
Well,
Too bad Pokemon Go's not out. We could have caught so many Pokemon.
Right. Right. There's so
I
many
feel like this
Pokeballs.
was a very productive evening. I don't know about you guys. I feel like we all bonded and spent some good quality time together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did meet some pointy-fanged freaks that were stalking y'all.
That's a lore check for anybody who's magically active. Yeah. Oh, and you can do it too.
I don't know anything.
That's impressive.
That's
a
a crit
is that a
fail.
crit?
That's a
I've
crit
been
fail.
drinking the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
There was no performance. It was all real.
He was trying to
Right.
maintain not
Maintain
being
your
afraid the
fear,
whole
right.
time. He saw nothing.
Yeah, you gonna
I
take
got
the brooch
5.
off, by the way, now?
Yeah, take the brooch
yeah,
off,
okay.
'cause it's,
You take it off, wrap it back up, give it to her.
Hot chocolate.
You've heard, you know about vampires, okay? You know that there's 3 types of vampires. There's black court, white court, red court. Black court smells icky and dead. That's not what he was talking about. Red court is really beautiful, but they wear this skin mask, and then they have these horrible creatures underneath the skin. It could have been that. Since they were talking about, they could also be white court vampires, which look very human. So it's probably either red or white court vampires that he ran into. Yeah. And this is New Orleans, so, vampires are kind of a thing for New Orleans. So, yeah.
I got a 5 also.
Oh, you got a 5 also. Yeah, he's
Same.
probably talking about vampires.
Okay.
Maybe some vampires were following, which might explain why the Devilman didn't show up. If you were being tailed by some vampires, maybe
He doesn't want competition or anything.
or doesn't want to
interfere.
deal with vampires and you. Right, that would definitely make sense.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
we've learned some interesting things. A, this Devilman he's got boundaries.
Sounds like a wimp to me.
You know what? Me too. Yeah. Killing people under the cover of darkness, picking them off the most vulnerable one at a time. It's kind of pathetic, really.
Yeah, it is.
B, I can't act at all.
You need a performance check on that one.
Shots there.
I should take a
But I
shot.
saved his soul, so I am not insulted.
Yeah.
That's my defense. Like, I saved his soul.
Oh, I didn't hear
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was
Very
thinking.
honest.
That was 100% attack against Bolt. And, like, his assassination of Terrence.
Yeah, no, 100%. That was completely honest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just having to line up
I-
very well.
I, Larissa, just realized what was going on.
I thought you were doing it on
Sometimes.
purpose, honestly.
All right. So, with the evening being a bit of a bust, you probably all begin heading your. Where are you going to head to? Are you going to head back to your various living
I'm heading
quarters?
home. I've been
Okay, you're
up since
tired,
like 7 o'clock this
Same.
morning.
Yeah.
Darwin's house, everybody?
No.
No, I'm going to bed.
Party there? Celebration?
no.
Yeah.
Saints won again?
I just cleaned. No.
Yeah.
Party at my place.
Fine.
Oh, before we leave though, I need everybody's numbers. And I pull out my pencil.
She writes them down. You're like, what?
Totally.
Why don't you just put it in your? Oh yeah. All right. So.
Yeah, you're the only one I don't have.
And I'm gonna tell them, and I have a landline.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It works most of the time too.
You know what?
I do have a flip phone, like a flip
Nokia.
phone,
Little brick.
but
Yeah.
I have a razor. Those things are amazing.
No, it doesn't work. You have a Nokia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only thing that'll handle
Yeah.
you is a Nokia.
Yeah.
I have a
The only
Nokia, but I
thing
try
that'll
not to
handle
touch
you.
it too often.
Yeah.
So
We should get like those little secret Dakota ring clicker things.
Got a badge.
Yeah,
That's all he needs is a
that's
badge.
too.
So, are we heading to Volt's place to celebrate, or what's the situation here?
I'm going home.
I'm
You're
going to
home.
bed.
You're going to bed. What do you?
What time is it? It's like,
It's about midnight.
Oh, toaster oven.
see what's it.
Oh yeah, I got y'all's toaster ovens in my car.
Nice.
Hand
Nice.
them toaster ovens. Are you going back to Volt's or what?
I'm just gonna get my toaster oven and head back home.
Okay.
That's what she says. She's
Yeah,
hanging around.
She gets her toaster oven.
Good
You get your
taco
toaster
girl.
oven. Head back to. He probably drops you off at your places from his car. You guys and drops you probably off too. It's a big enough car. You can fit 5 people in there. I mean, it is. You begin driving back to the warehouse that you have, Kylan. You get to the warehouse. You get out of the car. I'm gonna need an alertness check.
By the way, my bicycle is
Oh, is it? Okay.
2.
2. Okay. You begin heading up the stairs to the loft apartment that you have. And you notice standing up at the top of the stairs is the woman in the baseball cap.
Okay.
She's standing there and she says, so what is it? And she just kind of very casually leans against the wall. She says, what is it that allows a human to fly? Are you fairy? Are you, I don't know.
Sheer willpower.
She says, well, that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get for your alertness check?
I got a
2.
2 total.
2
Yeah.
total, okay. She says, well, you are an interesting one, that's for sure. And that's when you notice that out of the darkness around the bottom of the warehouse, that there seems to be 4 shadowy figures with very white skin that have kind of moved out where you can see them now.
How are they standing?
Just standing.
Well, like not in a line, spread out.
No, they're
like,
spread out. Yeah, they're
Okay.
spread out. And you can tell that they've spread out to the point where they're kind of in different places where you really couldn't get to any more than one of them at a time.
Okay.
They're definitely positioned themselves around where it's gonna be hard to get more than one at a time. Right. And she says, well, I was looking for something a little more specific besides sheer willpower.
Well, I certainly don't have to hide behind my friends to have a talk in the moonlight.
Oh, there's no one hiding. I'm standing waiting for you.
Yeah, as are they.
Yeah.
And I motion and I let them know that I know they're there.
Yeah. Well, they stepped out where you can see them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So they made their presence
Yeah,
known.
yeah. They stepped out so you could see them. Yeah.
Okay.
And she says, well,
I'm gonna walk up the stairs like I'm gonna walk in to my warehouse or whatever, and just brush by her and say, "Buy me dinner next time, and maybe we can talk."
and she looks at you and she says, well, then you'll need my name. The name's Anastasia. Okay.
Okay.
She says,
This might be something I need to write down. I'm borrow this pencil.
She says, name's Anastasia, and I'll definitely be in touch. You owe me dinner. And she leaps over the railing, which is, about a 30-foot drop, hits the ground, takes it all to the knees and kind of, just flexes her knees and lands. And she looks around at the 4 people who were there a minute ago, and now they're gone. And then she kind of saunters off out through the gate and leaves. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad she's his admirer.
Yeah, I think somebody's going to be dinner.
Yeah.
Today on the Dresden Download, we're going to talk about White Court vampires. Now, White Court vampires are a little different than your typical vampire. They don't have fangs, they don't have to sleep in a coffin, and they don't have to sleep on their native dirt or anything like that. They're actually a hereditary state that's passed on from parents to children. And they don't even actually manifest any powers until they make their first kill, which is generally sometime around their coming of age, and that age varies from person to person. Some people have even turned their back on their White Court heritage and have lived normal lives. Now, the white court vampires are separated into different houses. One of the houses is House Wraith, and they feed on the emotion of lust. White court vampires feed on different emotions. And when it comes to lust, they can also be thwarted by the opposite emotion, which is true love. In fact, actually touching someone who is truly in love with someone causes them burning and blistering sensations and can cause them lots of pain. And they can't feed off of them. Now, of the other houses, there's also House Malvora, which feeds on fear, and House Scavis that feeds on despair. And of course, the opposite emotion, true courage and hope, would give them problems with feeding. So that's how white court vampires work when it comes to feeding. They seem to be immortal. They are faster, have heightened senses, and a little bit stronger than the normal human. But the more they use those powers, the hungrier they get, and the more they have to feed. They feed because there is a demon inside of them that wants to feed on these different emotions. And some of the vampires can actually cause those emotions in other people. So, that's how white court vampires work.